to attend satsang. We all had a chance, twice a week or once a week, whatever it was, different parts of Bombay. And then we used to get a chance, once a month or something, to go up and you could, talk directly also. उनके वहाँ ना जो किचन था वो रात को उन लोग सब बर्तन उल्टा कर देते थे. दो तो बर्तन होंगे उनके पास और क्या बर्तन उल्टा. एंड फ्रिज भी हमें खोल के देखा तो नथिंग इन द फ्रिज, नथिंग, नो ग्रेन्स, नो वेजिटेबल्स, नथिंग. कोई ना कोई रोज थोड़ा सा खाना ला करके वो किचन में रख देता था. So I've seen it with my, जैसे जो संत होता है ना वो ये सब बटोरता ये सब नहीं करता.
Yes. I think that's very good point. And just last thing I wanted to say that I don't know if you know one book called Every Breath a Teaching. Have you heard about that book?
No.
So this is what happened. What you said is true, that Chinmayananji did not want to miracles. He was going in the wrong direction and getting sidetracked, and he wanted to focus on Vedanta. So, but all his disciples shared their experience with him, and in that they said that so many miracles were happening around him. He never gave importance to it, but other people noticed it and documented it, and then it's in that book. It's called Every Breath.
What I was trying to tell
Every breath
to you,
is teaching.
Every breath a teaching.
Main thing here is one thing. If we understand, it will work. Everything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
So we spend a lot of our energies negating that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not possible. This is not possible. This is not possible. Because 90% of the things which they say it does happen.
I mean, here is a proof. It has happened to
me
him so
personally.
many times.
So
it has happened to.
I have had I went to Sai Baba's ashram in Puttaparthi, and I wanted to buy songs in his tape. The one in his voice, the songs, they were out of them. I came to Oberoi, I was sleeping, closed room. Morning I get up, they were on my desk.
Oh
Now,
my God.
Then on Karwa Chauth here, Nina, she was doing Karwa Chauth tray on her bedroom upstairs, a silver tray, and the bhabhuti showed up. And it lasted.
सिंदूर
नहीं यहाँ नीना का
विभूति
विभूति
सिंदूर भी तो था.
हाँ वही सिंदूर था वो विभूति
विभूति is different,
it
सिंदूर
was
is
a
different.
it was a red
सिंदूर.
coarse sand, and it won't make mark. I mean, you put it here, it will. It's so cold. I examined that, and it will never end. She used to put it every day till he died. Then it disappeared.
Wow. That's
So
amazing.
so many things they have happened to me and to her, and so and levitate. You were telling now. I've seen the guy levitate, hit the ceiling right in front of me, and I asked him, "What did you do?" He's a Swedish guy. He was with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi for 10 years, and he said, "What did you do?" So he said, "I have one basic mantra, which concentrates here, that is given by them. Then I say in Swedish, I'm light as a feather, I'm light as a feather, and then he lifts up."
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is there are all these things are known, which are available, but just to go ultimately to Vedanta, I'm not trying to question what Vedanta is saying, but take Ramakrishna. I mean, he taught Vivekananda what to do with Vedanta, but he was beyond that. I mean, he could see Kali, he could talk to her, and he didn't want to do miracles, but he could do if he wanted to.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
And I think for us, it's important to focus but not negate it.
In
like
fact,
you
the book I read on Vivekananda in America, which is the same probably documentary I haven't seen, there are like 6 books.
I have those.
In that, Vivekananda said,
I've read through.
Vivekananda was so unorganized. I mean, you look at that as a human being, he was totally unorganized. He didn't know where the convention is going to be, how much it was going to cost.
He just went.
So he went to Chicago, and then they said, "Oh, you are here in June, the convention is in September,
Yes.
and you'll run out of money, it's so expensive. So go to Boston, and then
Yes,
you can
he's
live
very
cheaper." So he's going there to Boston, and there's this lady he meets, and she takes him. There's a cutting in the paper, in Framingham paper, that this king-like person went with this lady Sornborn, and
She bought him the ticket also to go.
no,
to the
she
convention.
introduced him to this Harvard professor.
Acha.
And
Oh, yes, you're right. You documented
And he wrote the letter,
You're right.
which I have read.
Yes.
It's in the book. He
Recommending
said
it.
if anybody you can, he discussed with him all night this
Vedanta.
Vedanta, and he said if anybody should represent religion, it should be him,
Him.
because he knows more than anybody. So now he got him all the papers and everything, and somebody steals all the things to him. So he reaches Chicago, he has nothing.
Nothing to, yeah.
And he stayed in Malgadi overnight, and then he said a voice came to him from Ramakrishna, hey, utho, Bengali. mein. And then he gets out and he walks a mile and he sits right on the chorahe pe. And samne wali lady she opened her door and she sees this guy sitting with a little turban
She asked him
and
to come, right?
unshaven. So she asked him, he said, oh, I am come for this convention. So she takes him in, and she was his godmother all throughout. you know.
Right.
So everything happened to him was again provided by the higher power.
Yes.
And I've got Sri Hari, who's walked in just, my daughter, she was not walking, she was 16 years old. So then somebody told me, you take her to Puttapati. I took her to Whitefield, to Sai Baba. I took her and we stayed there for, to cut the whole long story short. We used to go and Baba used to bless her. Every day he used to come and he used to bless her and go away, and I never said anything. So on the last day, Baba just came and he blessed her, and he told me, he said, Ma, don't worry about her. God is taking care of her, and he said, go and get some bhabhuti. Just collect bhabhuti when you are leaving. So I collected the bhabhuti and all, and then I went to Bombay. The next day I was flying, coming back. So I came back. So at home everybody said, Arey, you went all the way and then you didn't ask for anything. I said, but how am I to ask for anything, because when you go and, the vibration is so strong, तुमको लगता है दुनिया में सब चीज़ ठीक हो रही है. So, मुँह से कुछ निकला ही नहीं मांगने के लिए.
Right.
So I came back. Then at night I was thinking, I said, goodness knows, have I been a good mother or a bad mother? That I didn't even ask that can my child walk, can she get well? So I said, now that also I don't know. God, so I'll leave it to you, do what you want. Because good mother, bad mother, in those days you're young and you have a child like this who can't do anything. It's very challenging. So I left her in the morning when we were doing therapy with her. I was doing with the mirror image, I used to do therapy, and my maid was also there. And she used to, say the mirror is over here, and the maid used to sit over there. Shri Hari Aao biscuit kha, and I used to put her in front of my tummy to give her support. She couldn't even stand, leave alone, standing. She didn't have the
Strength.
her legs were very weak, and she couldn't even stand. This day she just walked, and then the maid is asking me, मंजू दीदी आपको दिखता है जो हमको दिखता है. तो हम उसको and I turned her around, when she walked to me like that, I turned her around, and then I asked her, I said, तुमको दिखता है जो हमको दिखता है.
Because you were such a my God.
She couldn't even stand, leave alone walk. And it was a distance. यहाँ से ले करके यहाँ वो टेबल है, पूरा length था वो. And 4 times he just turned her around and she kept on walking and kept on walking. And then after that, in the evening, when Ashwini came home, I said, I've got a surprise for you. So we made Sherry walk. Sherry walked. In the morning she wasn't walking, in the evening she was walking. Then she went to the hanging garden. Every day she used to go to hanging garden in her walker. This day Sherry walked to hanging garden. She climbed up all the stairs.
Wow.
And walk meaning, like she walked from home, then stairs आया hanging garden का, तो हम लोग ने बैठा दिया उसको. फिर वो stairs पूरा 40, 50, 60 stairs तो होएगा, पूरा उसको चलाया. फिर उसके बाद everybody said, अरे कल तो श्री हरि नहीं चल रही थी, आज चल रही है. So we want to know what happened. The whole, and all the people who were staying around used to walk there every day. So everybody knew Shri Hari. So they would, they all crowded, क्या हुआ इसको? So the maid told, the whole story. And everybody was stunned, कि कल नहीं चल रही थी तो आज तो इतना अच्छा चल रही है ये. But I've seen it with my own eyes. That how it just
I guess we
happened.
can't discount it.
So
with
there
the
are,
manpower.
and there's a reason for all that, because you have to become a believer.
Yes, you still
Once you experience yourself, then you cannot be dismayed.
fever or something. It's
So
That's the reason they do it.
and all this is fine. This is theory ultimate. So when you really understand this and you understand Ashtavakra, you declare you are God. So all this other stuff is irrelevant. But the point is it exists. And this is what I'm trying to
और उसका कर्मा
decipher.
भी होगा ना, till the time her karmas were destroyed, she couldn't walk and maybe
No,
now-
but one thing very important Sai Baba told you, that God is taking care of us.
Yeah.
Because from our perspective,
that,
we
you
think we
know,
look at them
very-
as handicapped, this stuff, but
Yeah.
you don't know the bigger plan.
And I went to Bhagwan also with this question in mind. That, कि ये कर्म जो मेरा है, हम कैसे काटे हैं? Having a child like this is so challenging.
So challenging.
So is it ये जो मेरा कर्म है? He said, Bhagwan just told me. She said, तुमको माँ बनने की क्या जरूरत है? भगवान उसको संभाल रहा है ना? मैं said, ठीक है. After that day, my worry for her.
Yes, yes.
कि
it's
कल
true.
क्या होएगा? But if I'm in India, I don't get one thought that Shriyari is there and who will look
Because
after
you
her.
have your faith now that there is
And
something
if,
higher.
I have no thought that if I drop down dead today, who's going to look after? I have no thought.
It's good. It's very good to be in that
absolutely no
state.
thought.
Yes.
I mean, that thought it's not your stage. It's that जो गुरु ने बोला है
Right,
हो
right,
जाएगा.
right, right. You have
हो
faith
जाएगा
in the
तो हो
Guru's
जाएगा.
words.
You
And,
know,
yeah.
you don't
But that's
have to-
giving you so much peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no problem. I just accept her as she is.
Exactly.
I just accept her that Radha Rani मेरे घर आई है और मेरे को सेवा करनी है, खत्म.
Right,
But
right. Your own,
no
own
more
karmic
after
thing.
that.
Yes, yes. Very good. I think that thank you for sharing such a
Yeah,
important
because
story.
when you share your own
Experience that
No,
you
this
have.
is-
Yeah.
and I have
and when
had
you go to
similarly,
God
Sai
realized
Baba, I have
souls
had
and
many.
You see them, right?
Like when I went to Whitefield also, they'll give you a token, and they're like 1,000 people, and they randomly make you sit. So morning I was there, afternoon, then I was going back, and I said, why did you call me if I was not supposed to be here? And he was behind, and he came around, and he came right in front of me, gave bhabooti to the next guy, and I touched it. And my whole body, became like, you wouldn't believe. I mean, it was like,
Electrified.
yeah. So it's real stuff. And because I had seen a dream here, actually, this internet was just starting that time, so I was just using it first time. And Ragini, Ragini, she came, Ragini. So she came and I asked her, what do you want to know? She said, I want to know about Sai Baba. So I typed in, and so then she left, and I kept reading everything about him, And that night I see a dream in which there were stars like in the planetarium I had seen, in Chicago planetarium. Otherwise you never see that dream. And then I knew that I had to go there. So I wrote a letter to Sai Baba that I'm coming and I have this weekend only because I'm on business. So when I reached there, they said, letter? What letter? Nobody reads letter. He said, we have no room here. You'll stay in the hotel. I said, I'm already staying in the hotel, but I'm supposed to stay here. So just then a guy comes and he said, I'm leaving. So, but they had 7 people in the room. He said, you are the 8th one.
Wow.
So I went there, and then night I go to the bathroom. They are common, and in the sky I see the same stars.
Wow.
And I tell my neighbor there, I said, tomorrow we'll go and see. Here they have very clear skies. I've never seen in Bangalore that sky. So this is real stuff. I mean,
Your dream was indicating you that you should
You
go
should
there.
go there, yes.
yeah, I mean that, and Ragini's coming was the part of the trigger. So because
So
she
let's
was
see, we
following
have
Sai Baba.
10 minutes. Should we read few paragraphs? Go come back to Vedant. कहाँ थे हम लोग मैं तो भूल भी गई.
हमारा perfectionism.
ओके कौन पढ़ेगा आप पढ़ रहे हैं.
Okay. The sage of self-restraint should be above all praise and salutation, every prescribed rites, religious or otherwise. He should have the Atman as his only sport for his body, and he must depend upon mere chances for his physical needs. A man of perfection, having realized his goal of life, should move about in society, serving the world from the higher standpoints of the absolute perfection, and must become adamant in his lived conviction. How should such a saint live in a society, the members of which cannot afford to have any sympathy with such a mastermind? In indicating that the man of perfection, after his realization, also must have highest detachment, that's vairagya, till he lays down his mortal coil in peace and death. This stanza is one of the inimitable pieces in the Hindu philosophical literature. The same idea has been so often repeated in different words in almost many of the Upanishads.
Go ahead. Continue. One more paragraph.
The society of one's own time is quoted only when the individual is demanding praise or an obeisance from it. When one has renounced one's taste for both these, one becomes free to court and serve the world courageously. Whenever the society falters in its truthful path, for example, a politician who is seeking the next election also cannot afford to go against the wishes of the society, however absurd they may strike to clear wisdom of the very politician. Politicians have to cater to the gallery. He is a slave of the age, while a man of perfection is ever the child of freedom. He educates the gallery to demand the right things, and in thus doing, he is soon caught alive and crucified. As a master he lives. As a master he faces death, land thereafter, all accept him as a master.
So here he's just talking about that how he should be living in life and even until he dies. And I think that the Jesus ka ekdam clear indication like how he going
He died
against.
before, people accepted it.
Yeah, but agar wo bhi ho jaye to they don't get perturbed. And we know so many. I think there was another person who was poisoned, right? Socrates was poisoned, and then I've heard that even Dayanand ji का कुछ किया था, गड़बड़ हुआ था. Buddha को भी उसने वो they in that story they said that it was a mistake, but there's a controversy that he was given that poisoned mushroom. So we don't know what happened.
Yeah, and in the thing they show the mushroom, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the thing they showed that the guy was very poor and he wanted to feed Buddha, so he just picked up the mushroom and it happened to be, and then उसको पता चला तो वो बहुत रोया भी. तो बुद्धा ने बोला, don't worry, it is not your fault at all. Time for me to go. So he accepted it.
And then you can see that scene still in front of your eyes,
Yes. So that's what he's talking about. Let's read. आप पढ़ सकते हो?
A man of perfection has no more obligations to continue the rites, either the nitya, daily, or the nimitika, special rituals, because he has already fulfilled the karmas. A postgraduate student need not daily read his multiplication tables, because he has already fulfilled it. Similarly, the ritualistic part of religion is a special training for the mind seeking integration, and the perfect one who has experienced reality and has transcended the mind need no more pursue the karma. In fact, it is impossible for the realized one, says the Vedantic injunctions.
Yeah, just read one more paragraph and then we will stop.
Okay. In that case, the question would come as to what should be his attitude towards his own physical body. There are what we call the necessities of life: food, clothing, and shelter. If such a perfect one has cut himself off from all his obligations and his duties in life, then he has also no rights to claim. Since he has no rights, he has no more property, and the law of the country need not anymore recognize him even as an individual living in the nation. He is no more in the census report, and even when he is put in this country of ours, he is reckoned as an unproductive and often as an illiterate.
I think that, okay, I will stop because there's time is running out, so we
Yeah.
can continue, but we can just discuss a little bit, few minutes, what he's trying to say over here.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Anybody wants to elaborate on what he's saying?
No, he's finished?
No,
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 there's
two
some
paragraphs,
work
and let's,
left.
because he's talking about that a person who has already
Yeah.
done a postgraduate. It's such a beautiful example,
Very nice.
because we should not be judging anybody, because that's what we do. फलाना ऐसा क्यों नहीं कर रहे, तुम्हें क्या मालूम? Are you self-realized to know?
That's what I was saying, that judging means you are wasting your energy.
Yes, because they
So-
have no obligation
And
of
if
that
you
kind.
save all those energies in being positive and not negative, then you yourself will start seeing more. That is the main whole point.
Yeah.
So, but 90% of the time we spend, that's how we are taught. In the beginning, a child doesn't know anything, he accepts everything.
That's why in Bhagavad Gita the very powerful statement is Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. A person who has faith only,
Yeah,
and faith
they-
means he's not talking about just a blind faith.
Yeah.
But after starting reading little bit, see, yeah, I see that there is something very important in this, and they have that faith. This person knows, and let me learn from
But
him.
see, in science we are taught to question everything. That's
That's
how
the
we
Western
learn.
style, yes.
That's how we are taught.
No,
So
even
we
Indian
all.
sir, I mean, even all our gurus, they always question.
No,
Yeah.
they
So
always
question,
but you
question.
never accept
Huh?
No,
anybody's
very good
obligation.
point. Yeah, she's saying that.
Arjuna is always questioning
Yes.
Krishna.
Now, but we have discussed this in detail.
Oh, okay.
3 times or 4 times in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Bhagavan tells him, I am giving you this Brahma Gyan because you don't cavil at me. Okay, and the word cavil is very important. And then remember that I did one verse, kisko nahi batana chahiye Brahma Gyan.
Yeah, right,
The
right.
one, cavil is like, पहले से ही सोच लिया कि ये आदमी गलत है.
हाँ.
और फिर हर एक बात में ना छोटे छोटे डाउट्स और लिटरली उसका पर्पस ये पुल डाउन. रिमेंबर Krishna Bhagavan only started talking after Arjun surrendered to him. He actually told him, you are my guru, please tell me the way and tell me what is good for me. And फिर भी अर्जुन ने थोड़ा ट्राई किया अपना स्टाइल. Okay, there is nothing wrong because we are in that mind state. But unless you have a faith, I mean, you are in a university. People who come to your class, if they come with the attitude, hey, she doesn't know anything, they'll never learn from you.
Right.
They have to have that, the person knows more than me. Finished. And I'm here to learn. So
Sure.
what he's talking about, when he talks about faith, it is not blind faith. That will never work. That's why a lot of other religion, you do because I'm telling you, they don't do half of the things. No, you do, I'm telling you, you go and do Chintan and Mananam and Nididhyasan, then you believe in it. And there is another very famous story about Chinmayananji. This man used to come to Chinmayananji. He said, oh, Chinmayananji, I've gone through your Gita so many times. He said, let Gita go through you once. So it's like, hey, have you actually experimented what they're saying and made it your own? So when faith only comes with intellectual conviction slowly.
Yeah, I think we should
But
finish these 2 paragraphs.
This
then
thing
we
I
can end
have
of this.
noticed, not noticed but experienced, that when you go to a living enlightened master, उन लोग बोलते हैं कि पहले तुम ना कोई गुरु के पास जाओ. जैसे उन लोग बोलते हैं पहले तुम मेरे को जैसे घड़ाम लेते ना ठोक ठोक के, मेरे को पहले तुम यू आर फुली अलाउड टू जज मी. तुम मेरे को टेस्ट करो.
Oh, you mean a devotee has a full right to
Yeah,
judge?
you fully test me whether you like the teaching, whether you like the person, whether it clicks.
Of course, वो तो है ही.
Then
ये तो नहीं है.
after that is total blind faith. So first you need the gyan, then you need that bhakti also. Then bhakti वो फिर
वो भक्ति वैसे ही आती है.
फिर वो कर्म अपने आप automatically होने लगता है.
It's a whole process. And तुम लोग ने जैसे कि जो ने जो incident बताया ना, वो so many saints have their disciples जो
Yeah.
suddenly faith हो गया उनको. You know क्यों? Because उसने उसकी मन की बात बोली. He's not trying to show off his miracle. He is trying to जागो that श्रद्धा in him.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
कि भाई हाँ.
We're deviating from this, what this one is telling
Yeah,
here.
please.
No, I mean,
discuss.
this is totally what we are discussing. I think we have gone away from this. What he's talking about here is a person who has realized or who has achieved how he should be living in this world.
Right.
That's what we're talking about. And he's saying because this happens, people ask, oh, Swamiji, what does he do? He just sits there,
Yeah.
does nothing. Why we should be
Right.
have any respect or why we should do that? This was brought up with Swami Tapovan Maharaj. They said because he didn't go and preach anywhere.
Right.
He was just in the Himalayas, and whoever would come to him is welcome. He would teach him. But question was raised, Swamiji, what does he do? And then Tapovan Maharaj, he writes himself, he says, people think I'm not doing anything. People here, like me, there's a number of those, not too many, there are some, and they think he's doing nothing. He says, we are doing more for this society than anybody else, because they are teaching what was required to be taught, which is the real wisdom. And then others can go and teach others. That's what. So here, Miss, good discussion, but what they are talking about
I
is
think we have
how.
not finished, so when you finish
But
it,
I
then-
think
Yeah.
that we may not be able to finish because look at the time.
It's just 2 paragraphs.
It's up to everybody because I like to finish at
Yeah, let's
12:30.
do it.
So,
I have no
if
hurry.
you if
I'm
you
in
guys
no
don't
hurry.
want to go anywhere, we
Today
can
I'm not
finish
going
it.
anywhere.
You want to finish that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Anybody has any
Yeah.
appointments?
No.
Okay, I need to go to the use the restroom. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
So you have a very good point, and,
Yeah.
and I just want to say one.
No, I
comment.
also wanted to know because you have to file your taxes or not. If you
No,
are
those people who live in the Himalayas, they
no,
don't.
no,
go to
they
tax
said that
departments.
you are not considered part of the
You know
system.
why? Because he has no obligation to the
No, no, I
society.
understand.
He's living. There is a give and take. So he's saying अगर वो
Yeah.
नहीं कुछ ले रहा है तो उसको कोई हक नहीं बनता कि वो बोले hey where is my house and where is my thing. Hey, so but he's dancing to a different tune, right? Okay, and as far as Tapovan Maharaj and Chinmayananji, some people might question what they failed to see, which is so obvious. He's the one who created Chinmayananji. He gave the world. The
Right.
same like Ramakrishna Paramhans. He's saying he's illiterate. He didn't leave that mandir, but he created a. And,
Right.
and if you talk about Vivekananda or Swamiji, they will say हम तो कुछ भी नहीं है उनके बिना.
Right.
उन्हीं ने हमको तराशा, उन्हीं ने हमको सब कुछ किया. So they played the most incredible role. Yes. Okay. Let me go to the restroom and then we'll finish.
Shall we read these two?
Yeah,
Then
You can start it on one.
Yeah.
okay. This one, the Shastra. You
The
want to read,
Shastra.
Meera?
And right, okay. The Shastra here clearly indicates that such a man of perfection should come to live providing for his body no other protection than that of the Atman. He lives as an immovable self, achal, and the
moving is
constantly changing chal body, making it as his abode of stay. Such a master moves about, surrendering the perishable body, mind, and intellect to the sole protection of the self. If the shelter is indicated, what about food and clothing? As regard both of these necessities, the master depends entirely upon what accidents bring to him. He has no demands. He lives upon what chance may bring to him. Here the word used is very significant in its meaning. Yati means the one who is practicing spiritualism, so that the stanza also indicates the fact that even a practitioner of religion, when he is a full-time seeker, must necessarily live on the spirit of satisfying his wants, what chance would bring him unasked and unexpected. He should not have cravings and endless desires. Good, thank you, Sneh, because this wraps
Yeah,
it up
that
very
was
nicely.
very good, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, there's a story of this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was going to from Puri, from Calcutta. He was in Calcutta and he was going to Puri. And he used to depend on this. Whatever comes, he eats. So one day he told his disciple that I'm feeling like eating this. He brought him right away. So he asked him, how did you bring that?
Sorry.
He said, I had saved this so that I know you like it. So he fired him. He said, no, we have to depend on what we get, not save it.
You guys read it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
read that. We are talking about
So,
that.
yeah, we
So
talking
क्या था
about
उसमें?
it.
उसमें
उसका
ये था
सम्मान-
कि
Very nice.
Okay, so summarize it.
Yeah.
Summarize.
Yeah, so basically he's simply saying that the person who is realized has to
he's only
basically
living for his soul, he's not
live
living for his
soul
body
and
needs.
not right for his body.
And it is Achal and
Yeah.
And he'll have said
Chal
whatever,
is the body needs, yeah.
whatever gets it.
Whatever he gets,
Just live on whatever you
and we
get
had a
by
huge
chance.
discussion about that how
Yeah.
they live.
he's
So
just
we
depending
already-
on the chance to
we
feed
already
his
had
body
that
needs.
I think the
Yeah.
reason it inspires me with all these because this really whatever they are saying ये गॉडपाद जी ने कब लिखा था
Yeah.
और हाँ and आज भी हैं लोग ऐसे जो इस ढंग से रहते हैं.
Okay, Vivekanand set up this
Universal truths,
monk
very
thing,
true.
you know. The Vivekanands have that. The monks have a rule that they have to survive so many days by bhik मांगने से.
भिक्षा
And उसके rule हैं कि you go after lunch when everybody is eaten, you stand there, not ask for food. If they don't give you, move to the next house. And if you don't get any food, don't eat it.
Three houses.
Three
and-
houses.
Right.
Three houses and all. And that another important thing over here was the yati. You guys read that? No, इसमें था या
हाँ,
नहीं?
इसी में ही था.
कि भाई जो इस पाथ पे करने की कोशिश कर रहा है
हाँ,
और that's why they have this भिक्षा का and you know
Right.
I watched that series of Ramdev Baba that's coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's very
okay.
nice.
It's amazing because he उसको
Yeah.
भिक्षा लेने के लिए भेजा
हाँ.
तो उसकी एक कजिन थी
हाँ.
ओके तो उसने देखा कि ये
भिक्षा
ऐसे
मांग रहा है।
लेके वो इतना इंसल्टेड हो गई बोली मेरे गांव में आके भिक्षा मांग रहे हैं मेरी इज्जत का क्या भी सोचा नहीं और उसके माँ बाप उसको लेने के लिए आ गए चल यहाँ से भी भीख मांगने के लिए हमारे घर में इतना तो अनाज है दे कुड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड कि वो भिक्षा वो बोल रहा था लिख दिस इज माय वैदिक रिचुअल प्लीज लेट मी डू इट
नहीं वो बोला उसने कितना बड़ा सेंटेंस बोला कि मैं यहाँ मर जाऊंगा पर मैं आपके साथ नहीं आऊंगा दिस इज माय गोल आई हैव टू लिव
well that's why he is where he is because he just stuck by that thing
एंड इस साल मैं भीख नहीं मार रहा हूँ ये मेरी भिक्षा ये मेरी ट्रेनिंग है
yeah so आज के जमाने में भी होता है ये
Yeah.
ये रमणा महर्षि का था.
और रमन्ना महर्षि तो बोलते हैं कि
Yeah,
कोई खाना उनके मुंह में देना पड़ता था you won't even eat it.
पहले कुछ दिन when he was just a kid, he was under the temple where he stayed with जहाँ पे flowers वगैरह फेंकते हैं, and he was there for days. कि ants उसके ऊपर चल रही हैं, उनकी टांग को कुछ हो गया है. Before one lady saw him and took him into her house.
Yeah.
He was that means that's the way he was living as an Atman.
It's Atman. I don't
And
know.
no other, you know.
Yes.
Not for his body,
Body,
not for his
yeah.
mind or his life.
Just
He
for
was
his
as
soul.
a, and that's how he was till the lady said.
Yes, absolutely. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhavet Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Namah Om Asto Ma Satgamaya
तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति शांति शांति
Om Triambakam
कम यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्
Om Purnamada
पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांति.
The last one is for the food. Brahmarpanam brahmahavi brahmagno brahmanahutam brahmaiva tena gantavyam brahma karma samadhina. 3 times Om.
Yeah, Manju.
Should we do 5 times because then in between I'll wait so you can get that silence.
Yeah, the